3 ABC 15 watching Washington this morning with President Donald Trump announcing new tariffs overnight.
Now these are hitting many of the top trading partners for the U.S., but later than originally anticipated. The president says the new tariff rates will take effect 7 days from now, and that's after the original duties were supposed to have been in place today.
So of the nearly 70 countries facing those new tariffs, most will be at 15%. On goods from Canada, they're going to rise to 35%, up from 25%. ABC 15 watching both sides of this issue.
The American economy will boom like never before.
You're going to see price increases for the average American family of around $2,400 annually, and a smaller economy.
So what remains to be seen is how those costs will be passed along to consumers. ABC 15's Adam Mintzer, he's been digging into this, and he's live in Old Town right now, where small businesses are really just trying to navigate the uncertainty.
And Adam, these new tariffs could have a major impact, especially when it does come to a certain beloved grape-based beverage. Good morning.
Good morning, Kaylee and Nick. Well, it's not 5 o'clock somewhere, it's 5 o'clock here. Maybe not the 5 o'clock that some of our wine lovers may have been looking forward to. But this tariffs does have an impact even on wines produced, grown, bottled, sold, everything right here in Arizona. I'm outside LDV Winery in Old Town Scottsdale, and I was speaking to them. They are telling me that while they are trying to predict for the future, these tariff rates actually make that difficult, even though they do so much of their production and selling right here in Arizona. That's because they are also working with other countries for little help along the process.
We just bought some corks from Portugal, which is where the majority of corks are grown, and we paid a 9% tariff on that. The European wines coming over are 15%, so that's going to impact our bottom line somewhat. The glass, which is a very expensive part of our business because all the glass manufacturers have left the United States, so basically our alternatives are Mexico and China.
And he says what's happening with China feels completely up in the air as he's trying to keep track. The Trump administration says tariffs are also meant, though, to encourage more U.S. manufacturing. But Peggy with LDV Winery says if wine lovers want a bottle of, let's say, Malbec from Argentina or Bordeaux from France, they'll likely still buy it. Maybe a little bit less, but they'll still be getting those bottles. So what they hope for their business here in Arizona is that people will give locally grown grapes a chance.
It loves the desert. It loves where we're growing it in Arizona, and we're creating really unique, high-quality wines.
So for right now, the EU tariff when it comes to wines coming into the U.S. remains at about 15%, but that has not been signed into any joint agreement yet. So it does seem like trade deal with the EU is still ongoing. Kaylee and Nick.
Yeah, what we've talked about before, too, is just having things in limbo and that uncertainty. I've spoke to people who work in Nogales as they're shipping back and forth to Mexico. That's enough to create, some issues sometimes as we work to figure everything out.
And we talk about the wine industry. We've got a thriving wine industry right here in the great state of Arizona. So very good points made there, Adam. It is 5:06. We've got